Hi again, and today I'd like to talk about something that's near and dear, and that is the subject of tone canvases. This is a really simple idea that can have a profound effect on your paintings. And I guess, like in any discipline, there's a kind of a series of parlor tricks that you can use to, even if you're not really feeling particularly creative or artistic, you can take some of these tricks out of your bag and apply them, and they'll really help you create some excellent artwork without really having to think about it too much. So that's one of the reasons I love this so much. The idea with a tone canvas is you basically, instead of painting on a white canvas where you add paint and you have these different areas of color, like in this picture, we have this like red area, we have this green area, we have all these yellow areas, but they're not really coming together. They're not. It's a fine painting, but they're not really a unified painting. And what we have over here is a painting is the same idea, but everything seems harmonious. It's like one picture. It all comes together, and it's really all we did was we painted on this pink canvas that we put some pink paint on it, and we painted on top of that. Well, the idea of the tone canvas is that that color unifies what our painting is going to be, and then we're sort of instead of doing that subtractive painting that we normally do, where we start with a white canvas and subtract light from it to create all these things, we're actually kind of doing a little bit of subtractive and a little bit of additive. We're subtracting some darks and we're adding some lights and that sort of thing. But the color, this hue that we've added, is what really unifies our painting. So, and as you see, like areas where we didn't put in a lot of paint, you start to see kind of that pink showing through and stuff. It really brings the painting together. So we're going to do today a really simple tone canvas. Maybe we'll do some pairs again, and maybe we'll do a little more complex example. But for now, I think just doing a pair will be fine. I'm going to right click. I'm going to click on this secondary color and just select a color. I might use a pink like we had there. Let's see. I'm going to OK that. I'm not going to get terribly involved in the color palette stuff today because I'm going to just mostly work with values. I think I'll go ahead and maybe I'll just use our color wheel today. I'm going to use basically start with this hue by picking up with what we call the tricky baster, the color picker. It's one of these here, right here, or comma on the keyboard. I'm just going to pick that hue and work from that. It's basically a hue of red. So anyways, while I have that red, I can pick any value of that I want and not have to worry about the hue itself. So I'm going to get rid of that too. Let's start with bristle brushes. I might want to change the tablet minimum size to 0 so I can get some kind of a fine point on this tablet. Paint down to a fine point like that. Alright, so let's begin. I'm going to paint that same subject, some pairs, I guess, and just start blocking that out. It's going to be a really simple painting today. I might glaze over it with some, like in our last tutorial we did glazing. Might glaze over this with with a layer once we're done with it. There's just a little bit of a highlight on the back of these pairs. That's not quite right. See if I can get this. That's about right. There's a bruise right here, right in the middle of this pair. Gonna have to get some fresh fruit pretty soon. But even old icky fruit is very interesting to look at. Everything doesn't have to be pristine in art. It's the junk can be interesting. Let's see, and I might just use the color picker, help bring that hue back into it a little bit, like that. Just use that as a mixer and mix this in here. like this. And I'm going to call that pair done. I'm going to put a little stem on it while I'm thinking about it. I want a darker. In fact, I might put a little more dark in this. We'll see if we're going to do additive and subtractive. I might well go ahead and do both. Put a little dark right in the middle here. Not that dark. Coming out with the gray. Let's see. Do this. Let's do this. All right. So, anyways, that's too much. Put that bruise on there. Just a little scratch right there. And we'll just go ahead and finish this up. Highlight on that. Okay, so that's our pair. We could keep working on this, but let's go ahead and add some other stuff in here while we're at it. I'm going to do an apple real quick. Just this apple's lying down. There's kind of a little highlight, little dark area here. There's a stem. Oops. I'm just going to get through this one today. We can worry about the details later. We can always come back later and edit this and do all kinds of stuff to it. But you know, we're doing a tutorial. It's really about the concepts and the ideas, not so much about the execution at this point. Let's see. There's some highlights on this side. Got the light on this right side. See, there's a little bit of a highlight there. You can see this tone canvas is really taking the work out of this for us, because like the color, the in-between color, the middle color is already there for us. That's really helpful. It's really simplifying things for us. We're just painting highlights and dark areas at this point. We can come back later and put some color in it if we want to as well. We'll put a little blue highlight on this. There's like a really blue light right there. There's a little highlight right there as well. I want to blend this a little slightly. We can always change our painting modes too to help us get better blending and that sort of thing. And you can see we can kind of come back and blend this. You won't want to over blend, but a little blending can help. I don't want to kill this darkness altogether, but you can see this is already starting to come together. It's already kind of, you know, looking like a shape. Could have done the same thing as on here. I might put another pair in here just real quick. Want to kind of move this along, or kind of running out of time on my tutorial. But I want to call this a finished painting pretty soon. I always like to put grapes in these things too, but I'm not sure I'll get to that. Let's see, and there's more dark in this particular shape than in the other pair. Let's see. Now we need to put that background color in there, and it's just going to be a really dark. But we don't have to use the background. We're going to go ahead and use it in this case. But even so, you can see that tone canvas is coming through in what we paint. That's really the idea here in this particular painting. So, and it's kind of unifying what we painted. Might want to put a little highlight on the apple stem a little later. Just bringing this together at this point. I want to put some shadow under these things. They want to be dark. So we'll come back and do that in a moment. But we're just blocking this out. Might be helpful to use a bigger brush at this point. I don't know. Like anything, once we've finished block. All right, we're just gonna finish blocking this out, and then we can come back in later and add as much detail and refinement as we want. This is not got to be a finished artwork at any capacity at this point, but just moving things along for the sake of the tutorial. These tablets can be a little bit frustrating because you keep hitting, like accidentally hitting the zoom function or something on there that's programmed into it. Not going to worry about it too much, but it can be a little bit of a hassle. All right, so this should be a little darker here, and like I said, I might come back later and add some color to this. We could have been painting color in it all along. It's not that we have to make a monotone painting. It was just I was trying to keep it simple. Let's. I said I want to add some blue right here, where this there needs to be a little bit of highlight there as well, with the light is shining on these things. Be a little bit darker right there as well. Kind of looking at the source material. Should be a shadow here under the stem. Stem connects. Let's see. I really need to fix that stem. Having trouble. I could always adjust the size of my brush. I'm not going to deal with that right now. I can always fix details later. So, and I said this needs to be darker underneath here where the shadows are, and etc. So, so let's go ahead and get this done. See, there was a little bruise there. All right, so should definitely be darker here. This is the bottom up. There's no light shining right there. All right. You can see we still have that pink color shining through. Or even where we made these brush strokes, you can see where the paint is translucent or transparent. You can still see that color through there. Let's add a layer and just do a little bit of glazing. I'm gonna remember to make this this top layer white, and let's add some. Well, these are pears. They'll be kind of yellowish, kind of greenish. That color maybe. The default mode is multiply, so that should not be a big problem for us. It works just the way we want to. This is just a sort of glazed layer, just like paint would glaze. But what you would do is you would thin down paint really with either with water or with a medium. Like for oils, you'd use turpentine, or for acrylics, you'd use acrylic medium. You can use water with acrylics, but really, acrylics are really bound together with a medium that holds them to the canvas. So you really do need to use or should use a medium with acrylic paints. And then watercolors, you can use water, of course, because it's water based anyways. But waters are bind together with usually gum arabic, so you can also use that. But in our case, we don't have to worry about thinning it down. We're just going to paint it because that's not something we have to worry about. Let's see. Need these apples to look red, but not too red. Let's see. Sort of I'm going to keep that dull color on the back side of that. And this needs to be a little more yellow towards the, or orange towards the light side. And yellow on the highlight, I think, would be appropriate. So, I keep saying I'm going to put some blue highlight on that. And I need this background. I kind of like an antique bluish green color highlight. Background on this. So let's see what we can do with that. What I would normally do is paint that with blue, and then later I'd glaze over like a lemon yellow. Lemon yellow is really, really transparent, so I like to use it as a glaze, and then it gives it kind of an antique finish. You can see even though we're adding other colors here, that pink is still shining through as that tone canvas. That was really sort of the point of this. I said I was going to add a blue highlight here. I need to make that opaque, so I'll have to wait until we merge these layers later. But that pink is still unifying the look of our painting in this case. Let's do that. Let's merge this. No worries, no fear. And now we can use some opaque colors on this. I want some blue where that highlight is. Let's see. It's gonna look funny at first, but it'll be cool right there. And just a little bit right here as well. Gonna add a little highlight, more highlight on these pairs. Here. A little bit. Some details here. There's like a little. Need to kind of bring that shape out a little more up there somehow. And then here, especially here. And also a little highlight, kind of grayish highlight right here. A little more blue on the back side of these pairs. A little blue light, kind of a reflected light there. And I think we're done. We could keep going over this, but making it more refined. But I think that is basically the idea. We've been talking about tone canvases. I'd like to thank you for watching. Hope has been borderline educational and fun to watch. Sorry, I'm not a teacher. I'm a software engineer, but I'm doing what I can. And talk to you later.